It is 2 in the morning, and you are staring at a screen that is vibrating with the ghost of someone who does not live in your house anymore. You are scrolling back through 3 years of text messages because you were looking for the exact moment the weather changed. You want to find the specific Tuesday where the heart emoji stopped, or the tone shifted by a single degree. You think you were doing this to find the truth, but you were actually just picking at a scab to make sure you can still feel the sting. If you are the person who can go an entire day looking totally normal at work, while a tab in the back of your brain is running a high-speed simulation of a conversation you had in 2019, this is for you. You probably tell people you have moved on. You might even believe it. But your search history and the way your stomach drops when you see a car that looks like theirs tells a different story. You were living in a house with 2 versions of reality, and the one that is dead is currently louder than the one where you were actually standing. The problem with the way we talk about letting go is that we treat it like a light switch. People tell you to just move on, like you were just choosing to be miserable for the fun of it. But for a certain type of person, letting go feels like you are being asked to delete a part of your own history. It feels like if you stop thinking about them, or that version of your life, then that version of you officially dies. You were holding on because you were scared of the silence that comes after the noise of the struggle. You have spent so long being the person who was hurt, or the person who was left, that you do not actually know who you are without that baggage. It is a heavy suitcase, but it is your suitcase, and the idea of standing at the airport with nothing in your hands feels more like a threat than a relief. We have this glitch in our brains where we cannot stand an unfinished story. It is the same reason you stay up until 4 a.m. to finish a bad movie, even though you hate the characters. You just need to see how it ends. But in real life, people do not always give you an ending. Sometimes they just stop talking. Sometimes they just drift away until the connection is so thin it snaps without a sound. And your brain cannot handle that. It keeps trying to finish the sentence for them. You are essentially a detective working a cold case where all the evidence has been destroyed, but you are still showing up to the crime scene every morning with a magnifying glass. You are looking for a confession that is never going to come because the person you want it from has already moved on to a different city and a different life. Think about the physical space you occupy when you are stuck. You are rarely looking forward. Your eyes are glazed over. You are in a meeting or a grocery store, but you are actually back in that coffee shop, or that bedroom, or that office where everything went wrong. You are replaying the footage. You are editing the script in your head. You think if you can just find the right words to say in the imaginary version of the argument, then you will finally feel at peace. But you are arguing with a memory. You are trying to win a fight against a person who isn't even in the room. It is an exhausting way to live. It is like trying to run a marathon while looking over your shoulder the entire time. Eventually, you are going to trip over what is right in front of you. What is the one thing you have kept in a drawer or a hidden folder that you know you should have deleted 6 months ago? There is this weird thing that happens where we start to prefer the pain we know over the happiness we don't. The pain of being stuck is familiar. You know how to handle the ache in your chest. You know the routine of the late night scroll. It is predictable. But letting go means stepping out into a world where anything could happen. It means admitting that you wasted a lot of time on something that didn't work out. And for a lot of us, our pride is the thing that is actually keeping us trapped. We don't want to be the one who lost. We don't want to be the one who cared more. So we keep holding on to the rope even though it is burning our palms, because dropping it feels like admitting we were wrong about the whole thing. The reality is that your brain is actually addicted to the stress. Every time you check their Instagram or look at an old photo, you get a hit of dopamine and a hit of cortisol. It is a toxic cocktail, but it is a hit nonetheless. It makes you feel alive in a twisted way. It gives you a mission. It gives you something to fixate on. And when you stop doing it, you go through actual withdrawal. You feel bored. You feel empty. You feel like the world has gone gray. And instead of sitting with that boredom and letting it pass, you go back for one more hit. You find one more reason to bring them up in conversation. You find one more reason to drive past their house. You are a junkie for your own misery, and you are calling it love or loyalty. But let's be honest for a second. The person you are holding on to does not exist anymore. Even if they walked through your door right now, they would not be the person from the memories you are protecting. People change, they grow, they decay, they move on. You are in love with a snapshot from 3 years ago. You are holding a wake for a person who is still walking around, but in a completely different skin. And the version of you that they loved is also gone. You have been changed by the waiting. You have been changed by the hurt. You are trying to plug a cord into a socket that has been ripped out of the wall. There is no power there. There is just a hole in the plaster. When did you realize that the version of them in your head was actually better than the person they were in real life? We spend so much time talking about closure like it is a gift someone else gives to us. We wait for the apology. We wait for the explanation. We wait for them to finally see how much they hurt us. But closure is not something you get from someone else. It is a decision you make on your own. It is the moment you decide that you are tired of being the supporting character in someone else's story. It is the moment you realize that by holding on to the past, you are literally giving them permission to keep hurting you every single day. You are the one holding the knife. You are the one pressing it into your own skin, and you can put it down whenever you want. The cost of this is higher than you think. It is not just about a few sad nights or a bit of overthinking. It is about the fact that you are currently absent from your own life. You are missing the friends who are actually here. You are missing the career opportunities that are right in front of you. You are missing the version of yourself that could be happy right now because you are too busy being the version of yourself that was unhappy then. You are paying for a dead relationship with your living years, and that is a price no one is worth. You are essentially a squatter in your own past. You are living in a house where the power has been cut and the windows are boarded up, while there is a brand new home waiting for you just down the road. The hardest part is the ego death. It is admitting that you were just another chapter in their book. It is admitting that they are capable of being happy without you. It is admitting that you might have been wrong about who they were or what you meant to them. That is a bitter pill to swallow. It makes you feel small. It makes you feel replaceable. But being replaceable is actually the ultimate freedom. If you are replaceable, it means you are not responsible for their happiness anymore. It means you are free to go be someone else. It means the world did not end just because the relationship did. It means you get to start over without any of the old rules. You have been waiting for a sign to move on. You have been waiting for a feeling or a moment where it suddenly doesn't hurt anymore. But that moment doesn't come while you are sitting still. It comes while you are moving. It comes when you are so busy building a new life that you look up one day and realize you haven't thought about them in a week, and then a month, and then a year. Letting go is not a grand gesture. It is 1,000 tiny choices. It is the choice to not click the profile. It is the choice to delete the number. It is the choice to stop telling the same old story to every person you meet. It is a quiet process. It is a lonely process. It is the process of slowly reclaiming the parts of yourself that you gave away. You have to go back and collect all the pieces of your identity that you left in their car and their apartment and their heart. You have to bring them back home and wash them off and figure out where they fit now. You have to learn how to be a whole person again instead of just half of a pear. And that takes time. It takes more time than you want it to. But every day you spend holding on is a day you are delaying the start of your real life. Think about how much energy it takes to keep a secret or to carry a heavy rock. That is what you are doing. You are carrying the weight of a version of the world that doesn't exist. You are exhausted because you are trying to maintain a lie. The lie is that the past still matters more than the present. The lie is that you need them to be okay. The lie is that you are not enough on your own. Once you stop telling the lie, the weight just drops. You will feel light, and it will be terrifying because you won't know what to do with all that extra space in your head. But that space is where your future is going to live. You are standing at the edge of a very long bridge, and the person on the other side has already walked away. You are still standing there, shouting across the canyon, hoping they will turn around and come back. But they can't hear you. And even if they could, they wouldn't know what to say. The bridge is broken, the canyon is deep, and the only thing left to do is turn around and walk into the forest behind you. It is dark, and you don't have a map, and you don't know where you are going. But it is better than standing on a bridge that leads to nowhere. You have stayed here long enough. You have paid your dues. You have mourned the loss. It is time to stop being a ghost. Why are you so afraid of who you'll become if you finally stop being the person they hurt?